We are so glad to welcome you to Loyola University Chicago, to the Marcel Niehoff School of Nursing. My name is Ann Hillman, and I am one of the chaplains in our Health Sciences campus ministry. And we're so grateful to be able to spend this little bit of time with you today to introduce you to some parts of our mission here at Loyola, and also introduce you to our team and some of the opportunities that will be available to you as students in areas of service and reflection and faith. One of the people that we are really excited to tell you more about today is St. Ignatius Loyola. Loyola is our founder and our namesake here at Loyola University Chicago. He lived from 1491 to 1556, and he was truly a reformer of the church during his time. As Loyola was growing up, the church was seen as a place that was kind of outside of daily life. It was maybe meant for the monasteries, it was meant for the intellectuals of the time, people who were educated, and that often felt really apart from the world. But Ignatius came along and felt something different stirring in himself and stirring in the church. And he began to promote this idea of God in all things. That God wasn't just in the churches or in the monasteries or perhaps out in the countryside, but that God was amidst the everyday moments of our lives. God was in the streets with the poor who were suffering. God was in each and every single person. And this is a type of spirituality that we carry forward into today and that we're really excited to share with you while you're here at Loyola. We know that the profession of nursing is one of many joys and also many challenges. And in the spirit of St. Ignatius, we know that God is with us. God is with you through it all. God will be with you in all aspects of your study, will be with you as you meet with patients at the bedside, as you discern your calling of what type of nurse you want to be, and will even be within us in this community that we'll build while you're here. So we're really proud of St. Ignatius, and we're really excited to be able to bring you into this community that really lifts up a spirituality that sees God in all things.
Hi everyone, my name is Julie DeMario and I'm a chaplain along with Anne in the ministry department. And I'd like to explain a few of our values, a few of our core values that flow from this spirituality that St. Ignatius developed. First of all, contemplatives and action. So we know that you're coming to this nursing program to get out there and work in hospitals and clinics and nursing homes and so many different places to help heal others. But it's really important to also take time for reflection because this work is so busy, is so hectic, can be very stressful. And so it's important to take time for yourself to sit back and contemplate where God is leading you, how to make the best decisions, to think about, how are you following God's voice in the world, and where does that fit in with other parts of your life? And so there's this idea that we want to be out in the world and be actively pursuing the good for others and for ourselves, but we need to take time throughout our lives to pause and really reflect to make sure we're going in the right direction. Our second value here is men and women for others. Many of you, I'm assuming, have implicitly already bought into this due to your commitment to the nursing profession by coming to this program. You know that it's really important that we serve people outside of ourselves. And so this concept of men and women for others isn't just about serving, it's also about solidarity and standing up for folks, whether that's advocating for a patient or a neighbor or the underserved in our community. And lastly, a faith that does justice really pulls from what Anne was saying about St. Ignatius wanting to really promote the common good in the world and not just pray in a sacred space and have that be the extent of spirituality and faith. So our faith calls us to do something, calls us to act. And so that's a really big part of our mission at Loyola, to have social justice be a core value of the education that you're going to be immersed in here, and also the vocation that you'll be pursuing once you leave Loyola's doors.
Hello, my name is Father Mark Henninger, one of the Jesuit priests, part of the ministry team here. And here you have before you the slogan of the Jesuits, Ad Majorem Dei Gloriam, a little Latin, for the greater glory of God. And there's many ways in which God can be, the glory of God can be shown. I mean, sunsets, a smile. We think Jesus Christ was perhaps the greatest manifestation of the glory of God. But I'd ask you to look down in the corner of your screen on the right. You see that little insignia? You've probably seen it often, Loyola. What are those things? Those are two wolves and a kettle. And the Spanish word for wolf is really lobo, and the Spanish word for kettle is olla, lobo olla, which became the family crest of the Loyola family. And the legend goes that they left the pots after the meals out in the fields for the wolves to come, especially in the winter, to be able to feed themselves and lick them clean. So it's a sign of hospitality, of generosity. I'm just suggesting to you, as you begin your careers or continue the careers in nursing, to think of that as this perhaps your special way of let the glory of God shine out from your lives through the generosity and hospitality that you show to your patients. And I'd like to just finally underline that middle word greater is a comparative. And it points to the excellence that's expected in our Jesuit institutions. And you've been accepted, you're starting the program. We know that you can live up to this tradition of excellence, quality excellence in our Jesuit institutions. So I wish you the best, and that you can all, in your own way, live up the greater glory of God.
Hi, my name is Ginny McCarthy, and I'm the Director of Ministry for Health Sciences Campus. So grateful for the opportunity to be here with you today. I'm going to incorporate one more Jesuit value into the mix. Some of our Jesuit taglines or things you might notice about Jesuit institutions or Jesuit education, and this is finding God in all things. So whether it's in the course of studies, interaction with patients and team members, the practice of learning, the practice of reflection, finding God in nature, as Anne mentioned, St. Ignatius was a bit revolutionary in his approach to faith and to God. He stepped away from the traditional ways where we find God, the traditional people, perhaps, who might talk about God and have the right or the training to talk about God, to say that God is actually found in everyday opportunities and interactions, in relationships, in the mundane. We just have to look and we will find God. Another aspect of Jesuit education that is important is understanding that it's not just an obligation, but it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to reflect and to go deeper into the mundane, into the everyday, into something that maybe caught our eye, but we're not quite sure why. And it invites us into that conversation and even to invite that presence with others whom we encounter. This idea of finding God in all things also invites us to talk about where God is moving in different religions, where God is present. It's not just something that is a Christian tradition or a Catholic tradition, but God is big enough to be moving in all the different ways that God can inspire in our beings and in our belief systems and values. And I would dare say that as we move through these times, we might ask the questions of where God might be and what God might be asking of us beyond what we think is true. So what is it that maybe I don't know enough about? What is it that I need to explore a little bit further? What is it that invites me to pause or to circle back? And I suspect during clinical and preclinical trainings, there will be abundance of opportunities to ask this question of ourselves. And we may even be surprised by what we find. And our hope is that during your time in your training, that you might be surprised for the pleasant. You might be surprised in terms of advocacy, as Julie was mentioning. This might ask something of you a little bit above and beyond what a traditional nursing training might ask. And so we hope that your time with us is not just one that makes you a great nurse. We know it will do that. We hope it makes you a better person, a better version of yourself, and that you then, leaving us at the end of your training, will be able to encourage and inspire that of all you encounter.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anna Caloris. I'm the Department Coordinator for Health Sciences Ministry. And we just wanted to invite you to check out our website. It's hsd.luc.edu/ministry. you'll be able to pause this screen, or pause the video rather, and just take note of all the information here. We have our website, we have quite a few social media presences that we're active on. So we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter and Instagram. Feel free to follow us, like our page, and just interact as much as you're comfortable. And we share information about events, about solidarity actions that we help engage with and help lead throughout the year. And then below that, you'll see the email addresses of everyone who spoke today, as well as there's Father Dave DeMarco, who's not present, unfortunately. But if you need any of us, if there's any way that we can support you, if you just need to talk, if like I said, any way that we can help your experience here go a little more smoothly, if you need a listening ear, we're here. So feel free to reach out, and best of luck as you get ready to embark on your journey here.
Great. And as Anna said, there are many ways to follow what we are up to. There will be opportunities to gather virtually, to learn, to serve together, opportunities for advocacy and action, small group gatherings like Julie was mentioning with Kura. So keep an eye on our social media accounts. Also, we will communicate with you through Sakai. So when you're in there trying to do coursework and you feel like, oh, a little time for distraction, and why am I at this Jesuit university anyway? You can just wander on over to the ministry tab and see what we're up to. There is no pressure to come and stay for entire events either. If you just want to drop in whenever you're able, we'd be so happy to receive you and support you. I want to just draw your attention to that picture on the bottom left. That's a group of people gathered without masks pre-COVID in our ministry space. So if you're in on the Health Sciences campus, as Anna said, please feel free to stop by. We're right on the second floor of Stritch School of Medicine. You can always call us and we can tell you how to find us or find whatever you need. We hope that you have this opportunity to come together as a group, to connect virtually, that we can accompany you in any way you see fit. You have our email addresses. You can reach out to us anytime. It's not uncommon for us to share high times and low times, the things that are going really well, the things that are maybe not going as we had hoped. There's a lot of real life that happens during the course of your training, both your own and the lives of others. And sometimes it's nice to just have someone else to talk about that with. So if that's ever something you're looking for, you could perhaps pursue something like spiritual direction, or just life conversation is a different way to maybe phrase that if it's not a spiritual framing. Just reach out. We can get off Zoom and take a walk. We've been connecting with people by phone. So understanding that there are a variety of things happening now, things that that we hope to hear from you about, hope to connect with you for, and one day we'll come out and join you in Downers Grove to really welcome you and say hello.